wolf that eats the rabbit, we don't consider that evil, but I think the rabbit would disagree. And I think that's what happens many times. We find ourselves in the place of the rabbit saying, I don't like this, but you can't say it's evil. All you can say is you don't like it. And even Jack London, as he wrote many of his novels and short stories from a naturalistic perspective, that again, not holding to the idea that there's a creator out there who cares. It's that man is all alone in the world, and humans are nothing. People die, life goes on, it ends, it's bleak, and without God, that's all we have, is just almost the circle of life. Just keep going. So a theistic perspective, also, it's not just being optimistic that we're just hoping there's a God so we can console ourselves. Many come to theism because they see evil in the world, that there's something in our heart that cries out that this just ought not to be this way, that it's broken. And you can't get a broken world unless it was first designed and created to be another way. Just like when you see a tree with a broken branch, you can look at it and you say, well, that's not supposed to be like that. That's not the way a tree should be. And we don't get any of that concept of should without there being a creator. Pantheism is another perspective, that all is God, and you don't get an answer for evil from that either. That if all is God, then whether you see something, you call it good, you call it bad, it's all a part of God. It all should be. So then evil is just an illusion. It is just a matter of perspective, kind of like the wolf and the rabbit. Some are wolves, some are rabbits. All is good. And again, there's something about us that says when children suffer, and this is what I hear all the time, why are children suffering? And that question only makes sense in a theistic world because we know children shouldn't be suffering. Right. And so these notions of right and wrong, of evil, only make sense in a creation. And without theism, I would say we can't even make sense of evil. I think the nihilists who say that there's no meaning, no purpose, they tell us that. It was Nietzsche who cried out, that God was dead, and it really bothered him. What are we going to do? Right. And I think another question comes out of that is, why does he allow all this evil? And but that's a different question to the side. Right. But I think that's why without God, there's not a problem of evil, but you have bigger problems than you had before.